Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. My goal and my focus is to help you to embrace growth, to take full ownership of your life so that you can be able to maximize your potential. So each and every episode will be looking at practical strategies, actionable steps to help you eliminate excuses, overcome challenges, and achieve your goals. So it could be in your personal growth, it could be in your leadership, it could be in your professional life, it could be in your home. We're going to help each other to be able to grow and develop ourselves in 2025. So now preparing for today's teaching. Today we're going to be talking about discarding limiting mindset or limiting beliefs. I was asking myself, what kind of age group am I targeting? Who am I talking to? And when I go back to the statistics on my YouTube channel, I kind of have an idea. But one thing I was struggling to accept that a lot of older people are also infected or affected by limiting beliefs. I've seen a lot of older people, actually people in their 50s, in their much older age, they're still having limiting beliefs. They've not been able to overcome it. So if you are a young person, this is the best time for you to overcome any limiting belief or discarding them. If you're an older person, this is the right time. There's no time for you. Actually, it's good for you now to take bold steps, because if you look back in your life, you'll realize that all limiting beliefs have been holding you back. So let's jump in and get started with today's teaching. One question I'd like to ask you is this: how would your life be if you would have believed in yourself a little bit more? Just increase your belief in yourself. How would your life be if you could have believed in yourself a little bit earlier on in your life? That's a question I want you to think about. And then another question that I'd like you to think about: what has been keeping you from believing in yourself? What has been robbing your faith in your ability, in your capacity to achieve the life that you want? Think about those two questions, because those questions, if you think about those questions, we are talking about capacity. We're talking about what is limiting our capacity. Our capacity is basically the ability to do something with your life, the potential to maximize. Actually, I have a very good definition for capacity. Capacity, we can define it as a person's ability to use their potential for maximum impact. Right? In other words, it's your ability to do something with your life. So what is holding you back? What is making you not believe in yourself? What is making you lose faith in your ability? That's a good question for us to think about, because what I'm learning and what I've learned over the time is that if you do not pay attention to your capacity, then this thing called limiting mindset will be able to hold you down and pull you down, and you can't be able to achieve anything. Now, let's imagine a person who do not have a limiting mindset, or who have overcome limiting mindset. A person who has overcome a limiting mindset in their life, that means they are able to maximize their potential. That means they have more impact in the marketplace, in their leadership, in their home. A person who do not struggle with limiting mindset or belief system, that means a person who is more productive in life. So there's 4 ways in which you can be able to eradicate or eliminate limiting mindset. And now before we even go to the steps, let's ask ourselves, what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief or a limiting mindset is a thought pattern, a way of thinking that makes you not step up to bring your best person, to bring your best self, to bring your best capacity. So a limiting mindset or a limiting belief system is a thought pattern that is holding you back in your life, that is preventing you from maximizing your potential. Now, if with that kind of picture in mind, let's look at ways of overcoming limiting mindset. Now, I would like to give this credibility because I have personally overcome limiting beliefs in my life. I remember there's a time I thought that I'm a person who can never write English. English was my worst language in school. And now when I look back, this is many years ago, because of that believing myself, writing, speaking, I've been able to even write a book, or actually 2 books. And I've seen also people who have applied what we're going to talk about and have achieved success in their life. Now, the first thing for you to overcome a limiting mindset, you must increase self-awareness. Unfortunately, limiting mindset sometimes becomes one with a person. It becomes that person's life, and they think that's how they think. And I've always believed that our minds are tools. Our thoughts are not necessarily who you are. You could be thinking something, right? That does not mean that's who you are. Not unless you act and you become a habit, and then it becomes part of who you are as your character. But your thoughts, how you think, is something that you can change. So when you increase your self-awareness, that is the first step for you to now start realizing this thought pattern, this way of thinking is holding me back. Self-awareness is being mindful of your thinking pattern and how you are thinking, how you analyze things, how you perceive things affect your decisions and impact your words and your action. So this is the thing. If you want to increase your self-awareness, it's all about paying attention to your thinking. Ask yourself, when I was met with this challenge, how did I process the challenge? If you look at some of your decisions, they can be able to paint a picture of how you are thinking. So it's about being conscious of your habits and your action. You have to pay attention and ask yourself, how do I behave in different settings? How do I behave under pressure? How do I behave when I feel like I do not have enough resources? Do I keep telling myself that there is no resources out there, or I have a growth mindset, or I have a mindset that will be able to go and think about abundance mindset? So it's about reflecting on your decisions, your words, and your actions. So the first step for you to overcome limiting mindset is to increase your self-awareness. Now, there's a simple practice that I've done several times in my life when I really want to ask myself, how am I thinking in a certain area? I always spend maybe a week or two and ask myself, what kind of thoughts? I start writing down, and this is what actually we call journaling. So I start writing my thoughts down, and I think about it. I ask myself, why did I think like that? I write down a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and that will help me to be able to basically remove my thoughts in my head and put it on paper, where I'm able now to see it apart from me. So that's how I've personally done self-awareness. I've increased my awareness by jotting down my thoughts and then looking at my thoughts at a certain amount of time and asking myself, okay, if this is how I'm thinking, then there's a problem, because this is a limiting mindset, and how can I eliminate it? So you have to reflect on how these beliefs and how your actions I already say this, and how your actions are affecting your life. Now, symptoms of a person who is not aware. They, first and foremost, they make a lot of excuses. Instead of taking actions, they make excuses. People who are not self-aware, they are also, most of the time, they have poor self-image, right? They're always comparing themselves with other people, and they always feel like they do not belong, or they feel like they do not have enough confidence to start growing and developing their lives. Frequently, they compare themselves with other people because you're not really aware of yourself. There's no self-awareness. You keep comparing yourself with others. And then, I think there's a big one here, blaming external factors. When you start blaming external factors for the challenges that you're facing, that means that you're not really self-aware. Because I believe when you increase your self-awareness, you'll discover something very beautiful. You'll discover that you have potential. You'll discover that you have the ability to grow, and you have the ability to change your life. Now, you can't change what you are unaware of. So awareness is the first step for breaking free from mental barriers. Number two, how do we break? The question is, how do we break limiting mindset? Number two, we have to challenge what we know and update our knowledge. Now we are moving from just observing your mind, observing your habits, observing your action, self-awareness. Now, how you think, how you make decisions, and how you act is because of the information that you've been fed. It's because of what you know. So the second step for you to eliminate limiting mindset is for you to now start challenging what you know. Finding the ground of what you know. Is it based on truth, or is it based on some perception? Ask yourself, what evidence support my belief systems, and what evidence disprove them? That's how you challenge what you know. And then once you challenge what you know, you also have to update. You have to seek alternative perspective and explore and ask yourself, what are my blind spots, so that you can be able to engage and increase the knowledge in that area where there's some blind spots in your life. Many limiting beliefs persist because they go unchallenged. Think about it. If you do not challenge what you know, and if you do not update what you know, that will be the system. It's like a computer system. If you do not update your computer system, that means that the original software that was on the computer, maybe which is updated, will keep running your computer and it will keep maybe slowing down or breaking down. So many limiting beliefs, they persist because they go unchallenged. By you questioning your belief, your mindset, by questioning its foundation, you now weaken their hold on your life. You now start taking charge of your life. So it's about feeding your mind with empowering materials. Read books. Nowadays, there's a lot of good podcasts out there. There's a lot of good mentorship you can be able to be part of or participate in. You can attend training. There's a lot of mentor training, thinking training. There's a lot of good out there training. You can be able to attend conferences. You can be able to watch YouTube channels like this one of ours today. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people who will model for you growth and possibility. You know, one thing you can do that is so harmful to you is when you surround yourself with people who have fixed mindset, who always believe that the world cannot be changed around them. Those people who do not believe in possibility, that is the most harm you can ever do. That's how you can be able to limit your growth. So you have to surround yourself with the people who are gonna model growth for you and who believe in possibility. Surround the people who are positive all the time. And then you have to replace your outdated beliefs with those that are empowering you, that are aligning to your goals, that will make you to keep going. That's the second step. Second step, we said it is to challenge what you know and update your knowledge. Number 3, and actually, I'm sorry I said there was 4 steps, but actually I remember I combined number 2. So there are 3 main steps. Number 1, we talked about increasing self-awareness, and then number 2, we talked about challenging what we know and updating our knowledge. So number 3 is this: we have to step out of our comfort zone by taking intentional steps or intentional action that leads to more growth and attainment of our goals. Now, a lot of people who have a lot of limited beliefs in their lives, they are people who do not take action. They are people who are comfortable in their comfort zone. So the first thing that you have, the third thing that you have to do is for you to step out of your comfort zone. Because what happens when you step out of your comfort zone, you will find that there is more growth than you could have experienced where you are. So for me, this is how I come out of my comfort zone. Number 1, I take small steps. Number 2, I become consistent in pushing the boundaries of what I believe or what I knew. And then number 3, I embrace discomfort. So take small steps, be consistent with the steps, and embrace discomfort, because discomfort means that you're growing. Action is the antidote of fear. Anytime that you're afraid of doing something, for example, I remember when I was growing up, I was afraid of heights. What did I do? I started going to higher places. So when I started taking action of being on higher ground, that means my fear for heights was overcome. So action is what will break down the fear that you face. When you challenge your limiting beliefs through action, you prove to yourself that you are not defined by your reality or by your current reality. So take action. Get out of your comfort zone. By overcoming limiting beliefs, you will increase your capacity. You will turn your potential to maximum impact. So I encourage you, if there is anything that is holding you back, especially the ways of thinking, how you think, you overcome them through the steps that we talked about. Number 1 is to increase self-awareness. Number 2 is to challenge what you know and update the software, the knowledge that you have, get new knowledge. And then number 3, take action by stepping out of your comfort zone so that you can be able to experience growth and align and attain your goals. So again, I'm going to say this one more time. By overcoming your limiting beliefs, you increase your capacity and you turn your potential to maximum impact. I hope this will be of value to you. If you have a friend you can share with them, make sure you subscribe, and let's keep growing together. Be blessed.